How you sharpen a draw knife depends a lot on how you want to use it. And every chair maker has his own preferences or her own preferences as to how that's done. I was explaining earlier about the importance of having a slightly rounded bevel. And the way I use my knife, I tend to use it sometimes flat down, sometimes bevel down. So I don't like either side to be perfectly flat so that I can make that initial transition cut. So even on the flat side, I will have a very subtle crown. A lot of chair makers like to maintain this very flat for easy sharpening. I don't do that, but there are good reasons for that. So what I do is I primarily do the work on the bevel side, honing. And one way to do that that gives you a lot of power is to mount your stone in the horse, and you want to protect your horse by wrapping the end of your stone so that you don't get grit in your horse that eventually gets on your wood. So I'll set it up like this, and this way I can easily see the angle that I'm going for, and I also have a lot of control with both hands on the handles. So I'm just going to hone here, and as I lift up, you can hear a slight change in sound. It slightly gets louder as I get to the actual edge. This is a medium diamond stone, and I've honed that about as far as I want to go with that. So I've reshaped this edge and got a burr on the back. Now because I want a very, very subtle crown here, I'm just going to use the waterstone to work the back of this. Because I'm not going to be removing a lot of metal here, I just want to get rid of that burr. I'm going to use a finer waterstone, and in this position I can see exactly where the stone is hitting the tool. So I'm just going to try to remove that burr. Turn it over and work the other side. Here, because I've already shaped the bevel with the coarser stone, I don't need to work the entire bevel. I'm just going to polish the scratches away. The tool is already sharp. That's done. And just like with the other tools, I'm going to finish up with the strop and the diamond compound. You typically don't cut yourself while using a draw knife, but in a situation like this, my fingers are vulnerable here around the edge. I don't want my fingers to go up past here and come back down, because my fingertips will end up on the floor. What I want to do is keep my fingers back here, and I like to have one downward like that because it keeps me from going up into here and getting my fingers on the wrong side of the blade. I want to keep my hand on the safe side of the blade, with the blade facing away from me. You don't ever want to sharpen like this. Keep the blade on the safe side, or keep your hands on the safe side of the blade. Here I'm pushing into the blade, away from the edge. Turn it over again with the blade away from me. And I can do the same thing as I did before here if I wanted to, and use both hands on the blade and strop this way. Either way works just fine. And I want to feel for a burr. That's a nice sharp edge.